Hey everybody, welcome back. It is now week 6 on the Battlestar Pegasus from Mobius. And yes, that's it. That's all I worked on this week. Got stuff put together, got base coat, got texturing, got blending coat. All that's now done. And now I'm starting on the detail painting that I'm doing for the kit. As you'll see, and maybe you saw in the photo, is I'm doing a little bit more to liven, give her I don't want to say her attitude, but this is the Battlestar Pegasus. Come on. And so you'll see I'm doing different paintings in conjunction with the Battlestar. So, yeah, so that's what I've been doing this week. And dealing with Sub-Zeros and wind and all that. But, hey, still a good week. Got a lot done. Mr. Merrick is on his way to his home. And, yeah, so that's what I did. I just worked on the Battlestar. So with that, if you are new to my channel, please click on the button. Click on the little bell. You'll know every time I upload. Thank you to all my subscribers. Still warming my heart every day. But if you see me doing something in a video that I didn't seem to cover well enough, a technique, or hey, this is what I found works, but I don't go into detail enough, please, if you have questions about it or need more of an explanation or need me to do a video, you can email me at bucktmore@gmail.com, or you can put it in the comment section. Also in the comment section, I like to hear, hey Buck, good job. Hey Buck, okay, it works, it does, it's just a little weird. And or they, oh my God, Buck, what the frack were you thinking? Please put those in the comment section, and I usually respond within 12 to 24 hours. But with that, let's get to the Pegasus. Good morning, it's Wednesday, and yes, back at the bench. I did do work yesterday, and I didn't turn the camera on because I was working some things out. So first I'll show you. I had to take the engines off. I took the engines off so I can make sure, and then reran wiring through so I can paint and do the seam lines as a whole instead of trying to make sure I can get in between. So I took those off, and I used my, because I glue things down with the CA, I used my uncure at the debonder, the CA debonder, and it helped get those guys out. Also, I got the bottom getting ready to get some paint onto this one, and then start getting that stuff put together. And the other thing I was working with is getting the photo etch in, and it will do well, but there's a problem. It only had a few glue points, and what I mean by the glue points is right here and where it sits on top, or at the bay, and there was space underneath, and there was really just no way to keep it down. And so what I did is I took some strips or some styrene, and I've cut strips out to help give me something to when I go to, let's see if I can show. So I have more points to glue down now, and that's where I am at. So I'm gonna get back to getting things getting things put together, and I'll come back when I have more to share. Okay guys, well, I'm starting to get the bays together, and before I put this last one together, I just wanted to show you. So I did the clear, the clear styrene, and then what I went in and did is I used the corresponding clear green or clear red, douse those, and then once I go to trim these off, then I'll be able to, I can add a little bit more. But what I'm going to show you is I've got the lower ones done. I'm just changing the lighting a little bit. Okay, and so here's the lower one, one of the lower ones, and put you there. There, and as you can see, they're there, and there's still some things I got to do inside still, but you can see the lighting maybe, and then I got to do some work on the inside. Let me, dang, I'm trying to give you guys a good picture. Alright, okay, there we go. So like I said, I got some things to fix, and it is pretty good lit in there, but yeah, and so that's what I want to share with you guys, what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to get back and I'm going to finish getting this together, and maybe we'll be able to get both halves. So, alright guys, well, I'm going to get back at it. Good morning, Thursday, and yes, back at the bench, and yes, it is morning. So, want to show, I got the two main parts, got the ship hull put together. So now I can go ahead and start working on those little bit of seam lines that I got to take care of, and then get to the painting. But yeah, that's there, and finishing up on, I got to do seam work here and on the lower, and hopefully then after all that started with this, getting the seams taken care of, get onto some painting, because that's kind of what I'm really itching to do. But want to show you and share with you what I got done yesterday. So the Pegasus is starting to come together. All right, well, I'm going to get at it, and when I have more to share, I'll turn the camera back on. Good morning, Friday, and yes, that's right, it's morning, and I'm at the bench. Yay! So yesterday I finished working up on getting the seams taken care of on the upper and lower bays, and what I'm going to do is I do have the photo etch for the pylons, but before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and get these guys all painted up, and then I'll get it all put together. That way I can put those in, because I can mask these guys really well. So that's one thing I'm going to do. Also, I'm going to start working on, because I still got to put the base coat on these guys and all that, but I thought I'd share this. You guys remember, I have my sheet of, oh my gosh, I didn't use any of these, and I saved them. And there is not going to be any rhyme or reason when I put these guys on, but I'm putting these more, why I'm doing it this way, just with these, is I want to define, I'm going to have this decking be more defined, and I will not be taking these guys off until everything is ready. And there we go. So these are going to stay on until I get everything done, and then I go do the blending coat. But I'll do the other, detailing as I go. But this is what I'm going to be. I gotta still do the base coat on the bay and the Pegasus main body. But first, I'm gonna get working on a couple of these, see if I like how it's coming out, and then I'm gonna get those painted. And then as those are drying, I'll be back here getting onto these guys. So I better get to it. Well, good morning, Saturday, and it is bitterly cold outside. It's in the negatives, but hey, it's North Dakota. And yes, I did go ahead. I did start some of the texture detailing. I did the black, and I used the Vallejo metalizer black, but I wanted to share with you guys real quick. And no, this guy is not all the way together yet. Just thought I'd put it together so you could see. So now my next step today, and hopefully before lunch or by lunch, I'm planning on, I'm going to go ahead and do the next level of texturing I'm going to do, and let that get dry. Then I'll do my blending coat, and then I'll do other stuff. So for the next coat, I'm going to go with the Model R Chrome. I was never a fan of chrome until I did it on those German soldiers I built for the Tiger Tank diorama, and for the first time I actually followed Tamiya's paint instructions, so I went with chrome, and it looked even better than steel or that. So that's what I did. So I'm going to load the brush up, and then I'll turn the camera off, load the brush up, turn it back on, so you can just see how I'm going to work with that. So give me just a minute. How about I show you while I load it? So like I said, I'm using the Vallejo Model R metallic chrome, and again with the Vallejo paints, you don't need a whole bunch. This stuff goes pretty far. And the other thing I need to do is make sure I don't get any dry flecks of paint in there. Just sometimes I clean this out if it looks like it, because I have run into the fact that, oh, I didn't clean, you know, I cleaned my brush good and I sealed it, wiped down, put the cap up, but things happen and a little piece of paint will dry in there, and then yeah, getting your airbrush can cause crop. So again, like I said, as you can see, good shot. You see that right there? That would not have mixed in well in the airbrush, and then it's very, you know, goopy. So now I can go and put, and this stuff is just, there we go. Okay, maybe give me a second, guys. Let me get some of this out and check it. Okay, got it loaded. Now the other thing I do is with these paints with Vallejo, I try to eyeball, but a lot of times I have to put a little bit more thinner in than I would normally do with the Tamiya's, because down the line this stuff starts to goop and it'll thicken up where I won't push through the airbrush after a bit. So yeah, alright. Then you have to add a little bit more thinner. So let's see if I can share better with you. Bet you a little closer. Okay, so of course I pulled all the masks, did all the mask work yesterday. This is the generic detail masking from Aztec Dummy. And start right here. And just remember, you need to have it going 12 to 6 or 3 to 9. Don't do odd wonky bong shapes or whatever. But test the flow. Okay. Now remember, again, when you're doing detail, you can get heavy or you can get light. That's gonna all be in your wheelhouse. And as you can see, nothing very crazy. I'm just adding a little bit more of that detail in there. And I know it's hard to see. Let me see if I can do this, because the dang white light just likes to take everything out, don't it? Okay, there we go. Alright, you can see a little bit of it now. And again, make sure you got it at, see how I got it crooked? Alright, there we go. Let's try this now. Again, I'll just, alright. So the first pass was kind of far away that I did. The second pass, I put my brush just a little bit closer, and you can see how that's coming out. So again, it's just all how heavy you want it and how crazy you want the colors. And then I'll just do one more, and then I'll turn the camera off and get going on it. So always test my flow. Like I said, there's not any real crazy thing I'm doing with spraying, just adding the detail in there. So alright guys, so I'm going to get these all done, and when they dry I will come back and I will start doing the blending coat. So I will be back. Alright, time to blend these guys together. And I know I've showed you before, guys, but I'm going to do it again. Alright, so what I'm doing is I've mixed up another gunmetal. This is the Tamiya X10 gunmetal. Now the base I did was with the Vallejo, but the Tamiya is a bit darker. And I think it's going to be a great overall blending coat. And then remember again, guys, just go easy. And just start blending in. And it's going to take a couple of passes. Let me see if I can get that a little bit closer. Okay. It's going to take a couple of passes, guys. Trust me on that. But like I said, I'm not being close to it either. I want to get it blended, but I don't want to be like 100% right on top of it. Because I want, you know, if I do that, then now the blending and the texturing I did is going to change it. But as you can see, it's starting to get there. But yeah, so like I said, I don't want to overdo it. And that can happen. I've done that before. So that's why I make sure I try to keep my brush a little bit further away on this when I start doing these. And go. That side's done. Now I just gotta blend the inside, and then I'll flip it over and do the underside, and do that for the whole ship. And after I get it all done and it's good and dry, I will share with you guys, because then the fun part of painting starts. And then yes, I'm starting to work on Pegasus's guns. So, alright, I'm gonna get back at it, guys. I'll see you soon. Alright, clear coat's done, everything's dry, so I'm gonna start doing some detail painting. And I figured the first one I know I can do is the doors, and I'm gonna do other details on it too, but I want to show that with you. I'm also going to add, I haven't decided which way I'm going to go yet, but these raised pieces, sorry, keeping camera, these raised pieces, I'm going to paint a different gray, and that way it helps blend and contrast, and it's just not all gunmetal black and so that's what I'm working on right now, and as I get going on more of it, I definitely will turn the camera back on and share. But yeah, so that's what I'm at right now. I'm just starting to do detail painting, and then, yay, getting ever closer. Alright guys, let me get back at it. Alright, doing some more hand painting. I got a little, letting the red go away. So I decided to start working on the engine, because I'm trying to think of something I could really just show you. Now again, I am definitely not going by what Mobius is saying for painting. I'm doing my thing with, and just giving it a little bit more life. So with the engines, I'm definitely going to but these top parts, I want to treat those like they're fuel lines, so I wanted to give them a little bit more oomph. And all I'm using is the Vallejo Model Metallic Copper, and it's doing really, really well on a lot of things that I'm going to do. You've already seen that. So yes, there will be touch-ups, but I thought I'd show you. I got some very small brushes. And a lot of times when I start doing this kind of painting, detail painting, I try to go onto the bigger areas and get some paint down. So at least I know that's done, because if you look at it, there's a lot of little painting to do in here. And I take my time. I'm very careful. I try to be very careful. Come on, this is model building. But and I don't even put hardly anything on my brush. Let me bring that here. So okay, let me get this one down, because there's a little bit more on the brush than I wanted. All right, so I try real hard to definitely see where the edge of this is. And then I try to follow that, and I am following it. Sorry, but as you can see, I don't get a whole lot of paint into my brush, especially when I'm doing edges like this, so I don't lose control. Or I've had it the fact where I didn't think I put too much on, and then all of a sudden I go and I have a river running, and sometimes it's not even the nice, those nice colors, but. And if you need to, I use my magnifiers too, but as you can see, I am just slowly going in there. And like I said, I don't put very much paint on my brush. And just like so. And sometimes it's light, but that's fine, because I can always go back and add a bit more paint to touch that up. That way, as you can see, it's not running everywhere. Then just a little bit of paint, and then I'm going to come here. I'm going to finish that up. Double check the back. And then start this side. Or start the rest of it. Sorry. Again, I'm being very cautious and very particular about how my brush sets, and like I said, the amount of paint I got on it. So and then definitely don't be afraid to move it around. And if you do make if I do make a mistake, or you make a mistake down the line because you clear coated this, you can actually go back and wipe it down with a little bit of water on or a Kleenex or something, not a Kleenex, a Q-tip, and then go in and just get that touched up and pull get that off. That's the great thing about having that clear coat, is if you make that little bitty mistake, then you can go back and remove that mistake and fix it. So, okay, there we go. Just like that. That one's done. And gonna do some touch-ups here. But I'm also doing these guys, and I'll show you the same technique. Is I get a little bit of paint on my brush, and I'm not putting very much pressure on my brush anyway. I'm letting the model do it, and I'm just making sure I can keep the brush moving down. And you need a little bit more, add a little bit more, and then again, as you can see, those sides are a little bit littler, so again I'm just going to be very, very careful and taking my time. I'm just going to go in here and do that. So, yay! Okay, that side's done. Now on to the next side. And again, sometimes it's easier if I can, the best way is whatever is easiest, how you hold it, how you look at it, whatever gets you the best line sight to do what you need to do, do it. And okay, so as you can see, yeah, there's a little bit of bleed, but not very bad at all. I can touch that up easy, but there we go. Alright, and when I get it done, that's what it's gonna, get it look like. There's still more, but also I want to show you, you see where I put those masks on, and then I blended everything, and then I left them off, so it added a little bit more oof to that. But with that, I'm gonna get back at it, and I'll come back when I have more to share. Okay guys, well this is where I'm gonna shut it down for the week. Not a bad week at all. Got a lot of I got the main base painted, got all the parts together as far as I can. Like I said, the base I'm going to keep doing separate, as you saw, but got the base paint, got the texture, got the detail in, and then starting some hand painting, and that's really going to take a bit, but I think it adds a lot of good character to it, and as you can see. So with that guys, have a great, awesome and safe weekend. Have a great, awesome and safe week next week, and I'll see y'all back here on the bench.